Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is now in session. The court is in session with 3 dockets. We have our we have our announcement docket, trial docket, and pretrial conference docket. All 3 dockets are scheduled on today's date of June 10th, 2024. First case is cause number 23CCCR 0378, case of style of state of Texas versus Wyland Paul Hadnot. Mr. Hadnot, is that your full name?
Yes.
How are you doing, Mr. Hadnot? That's good. Now, Mr. Hadnot, you're representing your case by your attorney, Samuel. Attorney Samuel, what is your announcement in Mr. Hadnot's case?
I've spoken with the prosecutor and they're evaluating for any type of priors. So we're requesting one additional setting for announcement. We should be able to resolve it.
Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to July 29th, 2024. Once you get your reset from your attorney, Mr. Hadnot, you'll be free to go. Have a blessed day. And Mr. Samuel, this is your last case. You're free to go.
Yes,
You have a
thank you,
blessed
Your Honor.
day. You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Yes. Next case is style of state of Texas versus James Earl Bernard. Case is cause number M333904. Mr. Bernard, your full name is?
Jamel.
Oh, it's Jamel Earl Bernard. How are you doing, Mr. Bernard? That's good. Mr. Bernard, you're representing in your case by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Jeff.
That's good. State is representing this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge.
Mr. LeBlanc, what is your announcement in Mr. Bernard's?
Judge,
Okay.
I believe, there's a accompanying felony. Yeah, I'm still, got my felony.
Oh, you have a felony?
Yes, sir. Just came from felony court. We said to July 8th.
Okay, and Mr. LeBlanc, you want this case set on the same day?
Nothing.
Give us a reset date. July 8th of 2024. Your case will be reset to July 8th, 2024. You're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. LeBlanc, you have any more cases? Okay, yeah. Jayla Unique Braxton, cause number 23CCCR 1002. Mr. Braxton, excuse me, Ms. Braxton. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Ms. Braxton, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, what is your announcement in Ms. Braxton's case?
The state's made an offer and conveyed it to her. We need a little time. This is the first issue, even though it's been pending for some time now.
Okay, well, I mean, we can put it on the trial docket.
No, can you just tell me what is the stipulation for it? Cause this is my first time talking to him, so I don't know, so all he just came and told me something, so I wanna know what it requires before I just accept.
You judge, that's what I was saying.
So you want to put on a pretrial docket?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put it on the pretrial docket. Give us a reset. Okay, this is case is set for July 29th, 2024. Ms. Braxton, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Are you welcome?
I had one.
Yeah, you do, yeah. Next case is cause number M329840. Case is style of state of Texas versus Damon J. Stanford.
You can jail me.
Oh, he is?
Yes, sir.
Oh, she had Miss being here. Okay, I didn't know he was in jail. She didn't say he was in jail. I don't see on here it says he's in jail.
Yeah, I'm still checking on, see he was, but maybe it's not.
Stanford.
We have different, location.
Oh, you didn't respond?
It says,
He's in jail? Is he in jail?
it says.
Is he, is he here?
It doesn't say on my docket that he's in jail, Judge.
Okay, can we check?
Have an NTRP announcement and CDC this morning as well.
So he's over here. So when he finish over there, they need to bring him over here. Okay.
I don't even know if he was,
Let's say he's next door.
well, that's not necessarily, he may have a felony. There's a felony, except for announcements that they're in CDC.
So we need to have him brought up. We need to have him brought over here. Okay.
Okay, I'll check.
Okay. We've done a check and see what happens.
You want to stick around?
Yeah. Next case is, is that Bryceland Donashay Johnson? Let's see, you represented by. Okay, she's huh?
They were setting him or?
No, that was a dismissal I have here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can stand in front. Yeah. Ms. Johnson, I have before me a dismissal that was submitted by the state. Is that correct, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm going to sign it. I'm signing this dismissal. You'll be able to get a copy of the dismissal. Once you get a copy of the dismissal, you'll be free to go on your blessed day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I just signed the dismissal. You can stand in front of the clerk, in front of the coordinators, and she'll give you a copy of your dismissal. Okay, he's asking for it to be reset. Okay. Okay. Let me see, Miss,
Yeah, no.
next, we have, James Sidney Johnson. Mr. Johnson, would you please come forward? James Sidney Johnson. Need a prosecutor? Mr. Johnson, your full name is James Sidney Johnson, is that correct?
Yes,
Mr. Johnson, you are, well, first of all, Mr. Johnson, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Sir,
How are you
I'm
doing?
just great, fine.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, Thomas Burbank. Attorney Thomas Burbank is currently in trial in Hardin County. However, the state has filed a dismissal on all three of your cases. Is that correct, state?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So your cases are going to be dismissed.
Uh, uh,
Do you understand what a dismissal is? They drop in the case.
uh, well, I truthfully, I don't want to have that on my record.
The cases are being dropped. They're
Okay,
being dismissed.
so that's going, you know, the deal.
You could talk to your attorney. The cases are going to be dismissed. You can talk to your attorney about what you can do about your record, okay?
Okay,
All right, I can't give you no legal advice, but I'm going to give you a copy of the three dismissals. Once I give you a copy of the three dismissals, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day, okay?
oh, okay.
Okay, so please stand in front of the court coordinator.
Just have to see right phone in a third.
Yeah, I'm signing the third case.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, three cases. Next case is cause number M 332-286. Case is style of State of Texas versus Kirsten Nicole Mays. This is cause number M 332-286. Case is style of State of Texas versus Kirsten Nicole Mays. Miss Mays, is that your full name? How are you doing, Miss Mays? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Miss Mays. You're represented by your attorney, Attorney Jennifer DeLodge. Mr. Lodge, how are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you, Judge?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. State is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Hubel. And Mr. Hubel, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge, and yourself.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Ms. DeLodge, what is your announcement in Miss May's case?
Judge, we're going to ask you for one more reset. The request is because we were approved for pretrial diversion last week. We're getting on their calendar.
Okay, she was supposed to be a second time being approved. As I
No,
see
we weren't
here.
approved the first time we had submitted it, but we actually got approved before. this.
Oh, okay, I have a note here saying that she was assigned pretrial diversion in July 17, 2023.
I think we had hoped we would be signing by then, but we didn't.
Okay, oh, the memo is correct. Okay, so when is your sign up date?
She doesn't know yet. I was out last week. However, I got the notification in my email that she was approved. So I've got to call down there today.
I think the next pretrial signing date is in August, first week in August. So we're gonna set this case the second week in August.
Okay, August 14th.
Okay, this case will be reset to August 14th, 2024. Ms. Mays, your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from the attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Ms. Delage, do you have any more cases?
I do, standing in for Lindsay Scott, I have Mr. Brown. But
Oh,
he has several, well, he has a pending trial this week in CBC. So I believe we're gonna reset that one as well.
okay, I thought, okay, Lindsay Scott.
Michael Brown, it's still set.
It's set for trial this week.
It's set today for trial,
Oh, it's today.
and
I
that's
didn't see
what,
today.
that's what they said. So we need to see, motion, but she had a motion to withdraw in the file,
Yes, so she's getting off the.
right?
Not me, Lindsay.
I know,
Yes.
but did he hire you?
He did not hire me. She asked me to stand in for anything that had her name on it still. So I'm here. If you don't need me to, I think she had corresponded a little bit with the court about it.
I don't know, if she files a motion to withdraw. Either she's, withdrawing that motion or going forward. I mean, obviously, we can't go forward on the motion because she's not here.
No, she's definitely wanting to withdraw.
I think the substance of that motion, she took a job with the firm. and
Oh,
moving on.
correct.
Okay, so we're gonna have to appoint somebody else. Yeah, then we gotta go down the list.
That's fine with me.
But is he, hold on a minute, did you already reset it?
This is
He's
for
in
my-
custody?
This is my other case.
Oh, that's your other case. Okay, yeah, we're gonna bring him out. And when he,
Okay, so he's not mine currently though.
Hmm?
He's not my case. I don't need to worry about it.
right,
Okay, thank you, Judge. Then I am good.
yes, okay. He has a trial setting, so he's over there in felony court, right? And so what we need to do is,
Who is that, Judge?
what's the person's name? Michael Brown. Yeah, Michael L. Brown.
Evaluation.
Ms. St. Julian, the court is in session in two cases, cause numbers M 332-658 and cause number M 332-962. Both cases are South State of Texas versus Elisa B. St. Julian. Ms. St. Julian, is that your full name? Okay, Ms. St. Julian, how are you doing? That's good. Now, Ms. St. Julian, you're representing your cases by your attorney, Thomas Burbank. Attorney Burbank is not here because he's picking a jury in Hardin County. However, the state has filed a motion to dismiss both of your cases. Is that correct, state?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So I'm getting ready to sign the dismissals on your cases. You can, once I sign the dismissals, you'll be able to get a copy from our court coordinator. Once you get a copy from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please stand in front of the court coordinators. Yes, I just signed the first one. I'm getting ready to sign the second one. Jefferson County Court, Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M 333-458. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Anthony Craig Foster Jr. Mr. Foster, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Foster, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Foster, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Foster, you may put your hand down. Mr. Foster, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Mark Faggett. Attorney Faggett, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking, Your Honor.
That's good. Now, Mr. Faggett, do you waive a record in Mr. Foster's case?
We do.
Mr. Foster, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Foster, it alleges that you, Anthony Craig Foster Jr., on or about May 21st of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of, Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. It's checked on here, Class A. You need to make that change.
Okay,
There you go. The information says B.
okay, we'll change it.
They changed it.
Huh?
At the call, the dealer's office to change it.
A value at least $100,
I got it.
but less than
We changed it.
$700. $750. Yeah.
Can change.
Now, Mr. Foster, I'm gonna read this again. Mr. Foster, I have before me an information that is titled, well, that states that on or about May 21st of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Guilty. Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir, I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. Now, Mr. Foster, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. You recognize this document?
Yeah.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yeah.
And you say you think?
No, I said I do.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Sir, I read
Is
it.
everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the
sir.
best of your knowledge?
Sir.
Mr. Foster, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State,
For 6-1.
any objections?
None.
No objections. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Faggett, you've advised and counseled Mr. Foster. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Absolutely none.
And Mr. Foster, your attorney, Mr. Faggett, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Foster, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What's this here?
Oh.
I need his affidavit of injuries. And what is that offer?
Stays up for 20 days jail credit for 1 day. The state is crediting about 1 day towards the court costs in this case.
Okay. 1 day credit for court costs. What's the court cost?
387.
387. Now, are we now, when is this jail time is to begin?
Tomorrow, Your Honor.
Okay, that's,
Or before 6 p.m., Your Honor.
so that's June 11th,
Yes, Your Honor.
2024. That'll before 6 p.m. Do we have his affidavit of injuries?
Your Honor, so the court will know, I was actually retained by him.
Oh, you was retained?
I was, Your Honor. At one time, he had a court-appointed lawyer who was not
Oh,
pleased with,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
no, and he wants to, he'll pay the
Okay.
cost before he gets out of
Okay.
jail.
Now, Mr. Foster, the state is offering that you serve 20 days in Jefferson County Jail,
Yes, sir.
and you'll be given the credit that you've already served, and credit for the time that you've already served in jail. Here it says it's 1 day.
Yes, sir.
Court costs in this case is $387. You will be given that 1 day credit toward the $387 court costs, so your court costs will be $287. Will you be able to pay the $287?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, your jail time is to start on June 11th, which is tomorrow, June 11th, 2024, at or before 6 p.m. Do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, Mr. Foster, I'll follow the people are in agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Foster, this will conclude your case. The court coordinator is going to give you your paperwork that you need to bring with you when you report to the jail on tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the court cost has to be paid downstairs in the county clerk's office. All right, so this will conclude your
Yes,
case.
sir. How much to?
$287. Yeah, it should be in your paperwork. All right. Beautiful. Okay, so once you get your paperwork and once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. You found out anything on
Oh,
Yes, sir.
We need we need a prosecutor. Now, Mr. Thomas, this is cause number M 333-112, case is titled State of Texas versus Jericho Gerard Thomas. Mr. Thomas, is that your full name? Mr. Thomas, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Thomas, you're representing your case by Attorney Theodore Jones Jr. Attorney Jones, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Jones, what is your announcement in Mr. Thomas's case?
Well, we just left felony court and the district attorney over there emailed me at 1 o'clock an offer that I didn't open the email at 5 o'clock, and it offering entails this case and other cases that's pending. So what I want to ask is, I have this set for, they set this for on the 26th. I want to ask that we.
26th of what month?
Here we go. I think it says 6 there.
June 26th.
The June, January, February, March, April, May, June.
Yeah,
26th.
she said that, what was that?
Screaming in the back, Your Honor.
We want to reset his misdemeanor case along with his felony case,
Yes,
is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you said the offer that you got on the felony case encompasses
I
the
think if I
misdemeanor.
hadn't had a
Okay.
chance to really study it,
Okay. You state you have any objections?
I'll confer with the prosecutor on the case, but I hope.
Okay. Reset your case till, what was that date again? June 26th? Okay. Mr. Jones, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, Mr. Thomas, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day, Mr. Jones. I think this is your only case today.
yes, sir.
You're free to go as well.
Thank you.
You have a blessed day. Kaylin and Janae Beaver. Ms. Beaver, your full name is that Kaylin Janae Beaver?
It's G.
Jean, Kaylin Jean. How are you doing, Ms. Beaver?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Beaver, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Thomas Kelly. Mr. Kelly, how are you doing?
Okay today, Judge. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Kelly, what is your announcement in Ms. Beaver's case?
Your Honor, we have an offer from the state's attorney. Would you please leave us on this docket for a normal reset to discuss that offer and decide if we want to accept it or put it on the trial docket?
Well, what I'm gonna put on a pretrial docket, so
That's fine.
if we don't resolve it there, we go to the trial docket.
Understood, Judge.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case is reset for July 29, 2024, retrial. Ms. Beaver, once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day. Mr. Kelly, is this your only case?
It is.
You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You as well. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number M 332-718, case tells State of Texas versus Taji Dwayne Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, your full name is Taji Dwayne Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Mitchell? Oh, it's a plea. We don't have that, we have that paperwork ready? Oh, just have a seat. We need to get your paperwork ready. I wasn't aware that it was a plea.
No problem. It was just a motion.
Yes. And Mr. Faggett has a plea. Is his ready? Let's see, Faggett. Nicholas Toller. Now, Mr. Fuente. In cause number 23CCCR 0786, you're represented by your attorney Charles Rojas. And you had a second case, cause number 24CCCR 0729. At that last hearing, you were not represented by Mr. Rojas, but since then, Mr. Rojas has filed a letter of representation. And so both of these cases because your attorney filed a letter of representation, the cases are reset. And so we're going to give you a copy of your reset. Once you get a copy of the reset from the court coordinator, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that first chair on the wall. Wait for your name to be called. Aaron David Diaz. He has a felony. He must be in felony court. Is it? Mr. Diaz, would you come forward? Mr. Diaz, I understand that in this case, you're not represented by an attorney, but it's my understanding that you have a felony case? Okay. Okay, now was your felony case reset? Did it give you, do you have that court date?
I gave it, I think it's July 15th.
It is July 15th.
Okay, so Mr. Diaz, this case will also be reset to July 15th. The court coordinator is going to give you a reset. Once you get your reset from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. All right. Next case is cause number M327274. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Macalis Laney Toller. Miss,
Go ahead on.
okay,
Mr. Toller.
Mr. Toller. Okay, Mr. Toller, your full name is Macalis Laney Toller? Laney Anders Toller, okay, well, they have you here as Huh?
ANDRUS.
Okay, but they have you here, I guess,
There's
as
some-
LL says Maculus Lanny Toller. Now, Mr. Toller, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toller, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Toller?
I'm fine, sir.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Toller, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Mark Baggett. Attorney Baggett, do you waive a record in Mr. Toller's
We
case?
do, Your Honor.
Mr. Toller, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Toller, it alleges that you, Maculus Laney Toller, on or about January 9th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Mr. Toller, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Toller, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Not guilty.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toller, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is on page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials MT on a line next to a box that's checked nola contendere, which means no contest. Mr. Toller, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature on the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Toller, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled
Yes,
Defendant?
sir.
Mr. Toller, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toller, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Say all first names on
Any objections?
None.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Faggett, you've advised and counseled Mr. Toller. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None whatsoever. He's also been a very polite gentleman to deal with.
And Mr. Toller, your attorney, Mr. Faggett has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toller, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea of no contest, the state's offering 1 year deferred, the fine to be waived, 60 hours community service, and restitution paid to Home Depot in the amount of $749 plus court costs.
What's the court cost in this case? Okay. Mr. That was Rojas' client. Okay. Mr. Toller, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation during the 1 year probationary period. The fine will be waived. You will be required to pay a court cost of $447. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $6 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay restitution in the amount of $749 to Home Depot. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay while you're on probation. Hold on, let me look at this again. I don't- Okay, now, Mr. Toller, the total amount that you will be required to pay each month is $192 a month. Will you be able to pay your $192 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. And you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Toller, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toller, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Toller, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It would not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Toller, please stand in front of the court coordinator, follow directions of the court bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
He will
And-
need something, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. He needs something saying he was in court.
He can get that from Jennifer at the window
Okay.
between the blue doors.
Yeah.
You can tell her what it is. Okay.
It's coming,
Your Honor, may I be excused? I'm-
Yes, you may be excused.
I'm needed next door.
oh. No.
Yes.
What's in his name now?
Still have Damon Stanford that's next door.
Did they, what are they doing on there?
I went over there and I listened to the hearing.
Oh, they have a hearing going on? Okay.
Well, no, listen to he's gonna have a hearing. They said a motion to revoke his probation hearing. I think they said for probably Friday.
Oh, they reset it?
Yes.
Okay. So you're free to go, and we'll just reset it for Friday. Damon Stanford. Yeah, hold on a minute. Stanford.
You may, sir.
Yeah, Damon Stanford is gonna be reset with his felony reset for Friday.
And Judge, I don't know if it's Friday, but reset. They were talking about Friday. I think it didn't go.
Okay.
So to bring back in jail.
Yeah, so we're gonna reset it with his felony. We just need to check to see what date they reset it to. Yeah, Mr. Nixon,
Judge, I have one Taylor Hilton.
is that the one you got a plea on?
It's a plea,
But it's-
and I was gonna see if we could do it sooner rather than later. She's supposed to.
Well, it's
start her-
not ready yet.
Okay,
Yeah, they,
she's starting her first day at a new job, and I'm
okay,
trying to make sure I don't get her there late.
okay, yeah, I hadn't received it.
Personal Taylor. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
Bowler?
Yeah.
Okay, 14, we just did that.
Don't mind me doing this mix. But.
James.
You're on.
Next case is cause number 23 CCCR 1506. Case is titled State of Texas versus Taylor D. Hilton. This is cause number 23 CCCR 1506. Case is titled State of Texas versus Taylor D. Hilton. Ms. Hilton, is that your full name? Ms. Hilton, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Hilton, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. Hilton, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Hilton?
Good.
You're doing good. That's good. Ms. Hilton, you're represented in your case by Attorney Jason Nix. Attorney Nix, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge.
That's good. Now, Mr. Nix, do you waive a record in Ms. Hilton's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Ms. Hilton, I have before me a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, Ms. Hilton, it alleges that you, Taylor D. Hilton, on or about April 27 of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Hilton, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Hilton, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Ms. Hilton, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials TH on the line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? And Ms. Hilton, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hilton, are you a citizen of the United States?
Stay
State,
for 6 weeks.
no objection, no objection, states exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Nix, you've advised and counseled Ms. Hilton, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not at all, Your Honor.
And Ms. Hilton, your attorney, Mr. Nix has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hilton, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond any reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
Steve's offered 1 year deferred probation with a $200 fine and 50 hours community service.
And court costs?
277.
Okay. Ms. Hilton. The state is the state is offering that you serve 12 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 12-month period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200, court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 a month, a year and a half fee of $15 a month. You'll also be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $127 a month. Will you be able to pay the $127 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 50 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Now, Ms. Hilton, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Ms. Hilton, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Hilton, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney, Mr. Nix, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. And Mr. Nix, you did waive a record in this case.
We did, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Ms. Hilton, going to stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. He's not here. Oh, he must be in his office. Next case is cause number 23CC 2188, case of style of state of Texas versus Jesus Hernandez Villanueva. Mr. Villanueva is appearing via Zoom with his attorney, Attorney Jared Gilthorpe. Mr. Gilthorpe, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Mr. Villanueva, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Okay. Now, Mr. Gilthorpe, your announcement in Mr. Villanueva's case.
Judge, the last time we were here, we had the wrong videos. We now have the correct videos on this case. And at this time, we'd ask for additional time to continue negotiating. He has an additional case in drug court out of the same incident. And we're trying to resolve all of these cases together.
Okay, could you give us a reset date? Now, do you know that we're gonna reset it on the same day? Is that correct? The felony case with the misdemeanor with the felony?
That would be preferable, Judge, yes.
Okay. I have.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Gilthorpe.
Yes,
The
Judge.
felony has not been updated, and so we're going to have the court coordinator to continue to check the computer. When it is updated, we'll send you your reset. Tell your client to stay in contact with you and his bondsman for his court date.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, you and your client are free to go, and both you and your client have a blessed day.
Same to you, Judge. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Next case is cause number M332718, case of style of state of Texas versus Taji Dwayne Mitchell.
You have that discovery, right?
I have it, yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks. It's on the pre-trial document.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this is cause number M 332-718, case of style, state of Texas versus Ty G. Dwayne Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Mitchell, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Mitchell? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Mitchell, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, how are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And Mr. Paget, do you waive a record in Mr. Mitchell's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Mitchell, it alleges that you, Ty G. Dwayne Mitchell, on or about September 24th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. Mitchell, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Mitchell, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that says guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled
Yes, sir.
Defendant? At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Mitchell, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states one.
No objections to stage 1, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Paget, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Mitchell. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Mitchell, your attorney, Mr. Paget, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendants plead guilty, the state's offering 1 year deferred probation, a $500 fine, 60 hours community service, interlock with DWI education and court costs.
What's the court cost? $392. Okay, Mr. Mitchell, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a DPS fine of $100, a standard fine of $500. You will also be required to pay court costs of $392. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, a analysis fee of $15 a month, and a reimbursement fee of $50. You will also be required to pay the Jefferson County initial evaluation and DWI education fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $173 a month. Will you be able to pay the $173 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to attend and complete a DW education class. You'll be required to have a alcohol assessment and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Now, Mr. Mitchell, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Mitchell, do you have a commercial driver's license, a CDL?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Mitchell, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand in front of our court coordinator, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions and the bailiff's directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Next,
Then I'll get Mr.
okay, hold on. Next case is cause number M333-218, case in style of the state of Texas versus Paul Thompson III. Mr. Thompson is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Thompson,
No problem.
how are you doing, Mr. Thompson?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Thompson, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Thomas Burbank. Attorney Burbank is not here because he is in trial in another court in Hardin County. So your case will be reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day, and thanks for being patient with us.
All right, thank you, you too.
All right, you're welcome. Is this the one that was added on?
Gamma.
Galmo?
One of the.
Dylan Richard?
Yeah, that's it.
Was that an add-on?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm signing the dismissal. Next case is cause number M328-100, case South State of Texas versus Michael Hall. Was that what are we doing on that case?
He's told me he wants to put it on the trial.
Reset it for trial?
Yes, please. He's present.
Okay. Okay, your full name is Michael Hall, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Hall?
Pretty good about yourself.
I'm doing fine, Mr. Hall. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Ryan Gertz. And Mr. Gertz, how are you doing?
Right, Judge.
Okay, so we don't put this case on the trial docket?
Yes, please.
Could you give us a trial date? Okay, this case will be reset for trial August 5th, 2024. Mr. Gertz, you're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, Mr. Hall, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
All right.
Just have a seat.
Yes, sir.
Next case is cause number 23CCCR 0506, case of style of state of Texas versus Carol Dean Picard. Oh, okay. Mr. Picard, your full name is Carol Dean Picard.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Picard, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic, Judge.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Picard, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Ryan Gertz. Attorney Gertz, what's your announcement in Mr. Picard's case?
Judge, we're asking for one additional announcement in this matter, to continue reviewing. I need to go over the DWI video in the case with my client.
Okay,
Um,
I'm gonna put it on the pretrial conference docket.
That's fine.
Okay, give us a reset date.
August 5th.
Okay, this case will be reset to August 5th, 2024. Mr. Picard, your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Gertz, I think that's the only two cases.
Yes,
You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Judge, Wednesday morning, I'm gonna be out of town, but I've got a motion that's on your docket. I'm
Well-
gonna appear by Zoom. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
That's okay with you.
What docket is it on?
It's kind of a special docket. That's probably on an MTRP docket. It's a motion for
Oh.
early termination.
Oh, okay, well, okay. Well, if you're gonna, is it a hearing or anything?
Yeah, but it's the same thing we did last week in that woman's case. It's just a motion to early terminate probation on a deferred.
Would you still need to?
Yeah,
form?
I'm thinking there's a form that you have to sign. They'll give it, it's right, that's,
Tell me what.
is it
No,
the
it's not here now, Paula.
23.17? Yeah, it's a form that, so you can appear by Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's not a problem.
I sent the letter to, Pat Canal.
Okay. This is cause number M 33312, case is filed in the state of Texas versus Kelsey Pugh. Ms. Pugh, is that your full name? Ms. Pugh, you're representing the case by your attorney, Attorney Lexington Adams. Ms. Adams, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Ms. Pugh, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Now, Ms. Adams, what is your announcement?
Normally, pretrial diversion I requested, and normally he takes like 2 or 3 days at the most to respond. It doesn't take him long.
Okay,
pretty
we're gonna put it on the August, that's the next pretrial diversion sign up. So we're gonna set this for the second week in August. So this case is set for August 14th, 2024. Ms. Pugh, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Next case is Kelly Grace Graham. Ms. Graham. Your full name is Kelly Grace Graham.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Graham?
I'm so smart.
Oh, that's good. That's
How are
good.
you?
I'm doing fine.
I
I'm
see that
great.
smile.
Yeah, I'm smiling too.
Good.
It's contagious.
Yes. Now, what document was she on? Did y'all put on?
She's not on the docket,
I
Judge.
think you
I know.
put on the announcement.
No, okay, she put on an announcement. Great. There it is. Okay. This is cause number M 331-360. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Kelly Grace Graham. Ms. Graham, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Graham, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Graham, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Ms. Graham, you may put your hand down. Ms. Graham, you're representing your case by your attorney, Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
Very good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Galmore, do you waive a record in Ms. Graham's case?
We did, Judge.
Ms. Graham, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This document is on my computer. In this document that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, it alleges that you, Kelly Grace Graham, on or about December 8th, 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Ms. Graham, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Graham, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty, no contest. Guilty. Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Graham, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments on my laptop.
Mhm.
On this document,
Yes, sir.
do you recognize this document?
I do.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a signature on the line that is next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. First
Correct.
box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Now, do we have the discovery certification?
We did right here, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Graham, I have a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Graham, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes,
Is
sir.
everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Graham, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states one.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. States exhibit number one. Mr. Gamble, you advising counsel, Ms. Graham, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Ms. Graham, your attorney, Mr. Galmore, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Graham, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea of guilty, the state's offering 4 days in the Jefferson County Jail with credit for 4 days to tax and retired court costs.
Okay, Ms. Graham, the state is offering that you serve 4 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 4 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you've spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Ms. Graham, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Graham, do you understand the state's offer?
I do.
And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes,
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Ms. Graham, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Graham, just have a seat. They're gonna call you up to, you're gonna come up to the, yeah, but the bailiff is not here.
Crime, don't cross.
No, you, yeah, you're gonna, just have a seat, and when the bailiff come in, she's gonna, finalize the paperwork, and you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day, Mr. Galmore. Thank you. You're welcome. And Mr. Galmore, is this the only case?
No, I have more. We saved the best for last. Mr. Sampson,
Sampson? But, yeah. Oh, okay. Stephen Anthony Sampson Jr. It's on the pretrial conference docket. This is cause number M331-406. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Stephen Anthony Sampson Jr. Mr. Sampson, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Sampson?
Very well.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Hey, Mr. Galmore, what's your announcement in Mr. Sampson's case?
because we were set today to do a plea, the state is backing out of the agreement. And so what I would ask the court to do is set it back on the trial docket. But because Mr. Sampson's missed work a couple times in the last couple of weeks, trying to resolve this, I'd ask if you might put it farther off than short.
I don't know. I mean, this case is, thought it was gonna be worked out today. This case is pretty old.
It is.
We're gonna give it a standard reset and put it on a trial docket, probably give it a priority setting too. It depends on what other cases on the docket it may.
Obviously.
Yeah, just give us a resetting for trial. Okay, this case will be reset August 5th, 2024, for trial. And, Mr. Sampson, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
That is my last case. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and you free to go as well, Mr. Yalmore. You have a blessed day as well. Court will be in recess. Court will be back for trial at 1:30.